This is WX5WX with the Oklahoma Weather Information Network. And in approximately 18 minutes, we'll be doing our 8 a.m. weather briefing on Talk Group 31408. So please come tune in if you'd like. Also, there is a live stream on YouTube. If you're a Weather Chat member, I have put that information in the Weather Chat. This is WX5WX once again. A weather brief on Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, starts in about 18 minutes. Come join us, WX5WX. Sorry, I got to click all the right buttons.
There we go.
Yeah, can you hear me
I
now?
had the audio turned down too. So good morning.
Good morning. I was just looking at some cool sun videos this morning.
I see that. Sunspots.
Yep.
Means we should have some good band openings today.
Yeah, I just brought the 10-meter map. Boy, 10 meters is wide open. So.
And we'll check 6 while we're not doing anything here. We got about 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
check 6 meters out and see if there's any FT8 going on.
Not much weather to talk about. You might as well do some ham radio.
That's right. Might as well. Haven't done enough of that either.
Yeah. Boy, the images they can capture of the sun now sure are amazing.
Oh, I know.
Just makes me in awe of God's handiwork, you know?
Well, that and the new satellite images of the Earth too that they're coming up with. We got the new satellite up. It's supposed to be better than GOES 16, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm going to grab a quick update on my coffee, and I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
Now, on your screen here, are you able to share anything? Does it have like an option?
Let's see. It shows. Well, let me look at the options here. I can edit name, change avatar, but that's about it. I think I can. I just have to find where you do it at.
Yeah. I just didn't know if it was like would let guests, you know, if I ever wanted you to come on and do like a demonstration or something, that would be kind of cool to let you share a screen.
And it may be kind of like Zoom. You may, since you started it, you may have to approve screen share on your end. I'm not real sure how this works on this platform.
Yeah. Oh, there was WX5NXR, I believe. David was just chimed in there on 31408.
I'm assuming my radio will work this morning. I've seen someone pop up there, so I'll repeat.
Sometimes you never know till you push that button. You know, you push that button, you never know if you're on the air until you try it.
I know. We found that out last week.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of lonesome last week.
Well, we're on the air now, so I got two hotspots now. So if something happens to one, I've got the dual hotspot on TGIF right now, but I can quickly transfer it over within about 5 minutes. I can transfer it over to Brandmeister.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool.
So.
Okay, let's get this rolling. We're about 20 seconds out according to my clock, so we're not too far out.
Okay.
All right. This is going to be short and sweet. I condensed the two two hazardous weather outlooks together. So it's going to be pretty quick. Wasn't much on either one.
Yeah. All right.
It would help if I got the right microphone.
Too many radios, sir. Too many radios.
At one time, I had one microphone and a switch for all three of these. Well, I didn't have that problem. Good morning, everyone. This is KF5S with a Saturday morning hazardous weather outlooks for the Oklahoma Weather Information Network on our Saturday morning weather briefing. Yeah, it's going to be fairly short and sweet on the hazardous weather outlooks today. Not much going on. So let's get right into it. Isolated afternoon and evening thunderstorms will be possible across the southern half of Oklahoma and northern Texas today. There's a marginal risk across eastern portions of Oklahoma and northwest and west central Arkansas, where the most organized isolated to scattered thunderstorms will develop this afternoon with a low end threat of damaging wind gusts. Isolated thunderstorms will be possible again Sunday, mainly across western Oklahoma and western North Texas. And that pretty much sums up the hazardous weather outlook for today and tomorrow. We will going to be watching eastern Oklahoma, west central Arkansas for some development later on this evening, since we are in marginal risk, not expecting anything major. We did see quite a few storms yesterday evening into late evening down around the Dallas area over into East Texas. That formed, and that same system is pushed a little bit further back to the north. So that's the reason for the marginal risk in eastern parts of Oklahoma and west central Arkansas today. So those probably going to be popping up in southern Oklahoma into eastern Arkansas. We'll be keeping up with that. And with that, I'll turn it over to Dan, WX5WX, for the aviation weather and whatever else he has to offer this morning. Good morning, Dan. What's KF5S?
Yeah, this is KF5S.
All right. Good morning, everybody, from WX5WX. Got to make sure I got all the buttons clicked here and that everything's going out over the air. But good morning to everybody. We're going to start out with the aviation weather forecast. I want to apologize for missing out last week and making poor Joe solo. Had some issues. I think it was a power supply issue, so my bad on my hotspot. I think it was overheating and acting goofy, and that was my bad. It was a Raspberry Pi and not a little MMDVM, so the current draw was a little bit higher, and I didn't realize that, so I think we got that problem solved. All right, let's start out with the aviation forecast discussion. It's going to be short and sweet today. I hope some people have questions because there's not going to be much to talk about. We have the Tulsa area, which covers the extreme northwestern portion of Arkansas and the eastern one-third approximately of Oklahoma. This was issued at 6:25 a.m., so approximately an hour and a half ago. Pretty boring. A few showers and thunderstorms will occur late this afternoon and early this evening, with the northwest Arkansas sites most likely to be impacted. Otherwise, VFR conditions will prevail through the forecast period. So most of you probably been listening to me now and you know what VFR means, but basically VFR stands for Visual Flight Rules, and aircraft fly under two different ways. They fly either by looking out the window and looking around them at the sky and navigating with a map and with GPS. And that's called VFR conditions when you're flying visually. And then the other way that they fly is IFR, which is instrument flying rules. And basically that's the exact opposite. There's clouds out there and you've got to navigate by instrument only. So today is VFR conditions, visual flight rules for VMC conditions. So it's a beautiful day is what they're saying. And let's move into the Norman area. Break. All right, this one was issued at the 6:16 a.m. for the 12 Zulu TAFs, which is terminal area forecast. Unrestricted ceilings and visibilities are expected to continue. Few to scattered cumulus clouds are expected this afternoon with daytime heating. Isolated showers and thunderstorms may also develop, especially across the southern half of Oklahoma and North Texas. However, the probability is too low to include in the TAFs. Any thunderstorms will be capable of gusty, chaotic winds. Otherwise, south to southeast winds will continue through the TAF period. Now, I will throw in my own conjecture here that if we had thunderstorms today, microbursts could be an issue because the upper level winds are very light today. So what goes up must come down. There's not much wind to blow it downstream, so you probably would get storms collapsing on themselves, which can be dangerous for aircraft if they're flying below that. So that would be the only real serious thing to watch out for. And now we'll move into North Texas. All right, same story. This is a 12 Zulu TAFs. The only aviation concern today will be the potential for a few thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, since coverage will be isolated to widely scattered due to the lack of mesoscale forcing mechanism. In other words, there's no lift. We will just mention thunder in the vicinity from 19 to 02 Zulu. Otherwise, expect VFR with a few afternoon Qs, which is cumulus, and scattered to broken high clouds. A south to southeast wind today will become more east/southeast this evening. Prevailing wind speeds will generally be less than 12 knots, except for some higher gusts in and around thunderstorms. This is WX5WX. That's all I've got. Joe, back over to you.
Okay, Dan, real good. Had to turn the radio down there so you wouldn't get feedback through the live stream. And I hope did not catch any of that, but real good. There's one thing I do want to mention. I know we talked about doing some tropical weather stuff here on the talk group, and thanks to the Saharan that we have got in the air down on the Gulf of Mexico and across the Atlantic, tropical storms are not occurring right now. So we can thank the Saharan dust for that. And we hopefully we'll get that cleared out of Oklahoma and North Texas today with the system that's moving in. It could bring some rain storms to the area later this evening. As that storm or that system low high pressure moves across, so hopefully it'll push that stuff out of here. So with that, I don't have much down. I think you may have a couple more things to talk about. I will mention just real quick, I did put a video on my YouTube channel about the Home Spotter program that we may roll out here on the talk group by next spring. I'm trying to get that put together. Basically, it's just going to be a contact list of hams that are interested in weather and interested in participating here on 31408 and being able to give us some reports out there. It's kind of like a spotter network, but it's going to be fixed locations rather than mobile. Right now, we're not set up to do a mobile spotting or anything. The repeater system's not all that great. You get on the fringe areas, we have audio issues and stuff, and we just kind of want to stay away from that. But we can use fixed stations, and those work pretty much as well. It's kind of like a neighborhood watch program, except you'll be doing it for weather, and you can do it on the air and just give us reports. So give us a contact point if we need it. And if you're interested in that, be sure you contact me, look at the video. My email is kf5s.wx@gmail.com. Dan, I'll turn it back to you, and you can wrap it up. WX5WX, KF5s.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. With nobody else to talk about Tech Talk, I thought that I would take a few minutes and read to us how radar works. I think most people by now that are involved in this group probably understand that, but it's something to talk about, and there might be somebody listening that doesn't know. So, you know, a lot of times too, and I do it. It's my own mistake too. But we think that radar, we don't really understand that radar even stands for something. You know, it's like, oh, it's radar, but actually it's an abbreviation for radio detection and ranging. Okay, so it's using radio waves to detect the direction and the intensity of basically what's out there. Could be aircraft, could be moisture, and of course in the reference the way we use it is for seeing precipitation. And remember, generally speaking, this could be argued sometimes, but generally speaking, radar does not see clouds, it sees precipitation. So I'm going to read the how radar works from Jetstream, which is the weather.gov/jetstream/how. So let me break. All right, so the basics of radar is a beam of energy called radio waves. We're probably familiar with that by now, right? Is emitted from an antenna, and we're familiar with that, as they strike objects in the atmosphere. The energy is scattered in all directions, with some of the energy reflected directly back to the radar. The larger the amount, the greater the amount of energy that is returned to the radar. That provides us the ability to see rain drops in the atmosphere. In addition, the time it takes for the radar beam of energy to be transmitted and returned to the radar also is called the distance to the object. So basically, we know that radio waves travel 186,000 miles per second. So we can basically do math, or the computer does math and detects the distance of that beam. All right. So that's the basics of how it works. It looks like here, and of course, Joe might be able to correct me. This might be old data, but from what it shows here, it looks like the average Doppler radar from the NWS transmits about 450,000 watts of power. So the radar, it says here that the radar is listening. Let me break real quick. So if you were to look at a ratio of how much time the radar is on the air versus off the air listening in 1 hour, basically the radar is only transmitting or on the air 7 seconds per hour. So it's a very quick pulse. All right. Very quick pulse of energy. And so the remaining time, 59 minutes and 53 seconds, are spent listening for return signals. Now, on days like today, they have what is called clear air mode. And Joe can actually probably chime in on that as well. But clear air mode basically is the highest sensitivity. And it's seeing everything out there. It's seeing the moisture. It's seeing the tropospheric ducting patterns that we talked about before, where the scatter of the signals. It can see birds. It can see insects. Basically, if it's out there, it can almost see it. Of course, it can see aircraft and that type of thing. So that's all I've got for this morning. I'm going to turn it back to you, Joe, see if you've got any questions or comments. And then we can wrap this thing up this morning. WX5WX.
Good, real good. Appreciate that. And that's just kind of correct about the power there on the INS radars. It's pretty accurate. Things do put out a lot of RF energy, and your radar tech, the first thing you do before you go in those facilities is turn the transmitter off. And you don't want to be around that kind of RF. Be like a microwave cooking you if you got in front of that beam. So you got to be real careful. Probably wouldn't, but it's certainly a safety hazard with that kind of power working around those sites, and those guys do a good job keeping them up and running. And now, one thing you mentioned, it doesn't pick up clouds. That's a question I got asked a couple of times. When you're looking at the velocity mode and there's nothing there, you see the reds and the greens, but there's actually no wind, no precipitation. You got to have precipitation in the air for the wind to blow it around before you get to the velocity factor on there as well. So people kind of confuse what they're seeing. There's no clouds, no storms or anything. Why do we see red and greens on there? And that's usually close to the radar site, ground clutter and dust and stuff that's in the air, close to the radar site that's picking up. So not really a precept, so to speak, but you get within like a 30, 40, 50 mile an hour, 50 mile range of the radar, you get ground clutter and stuff. And that's kind of what that's picking up on the velocity mode, even though there's precept mode. And that's about it. I appreciate that, Dan. I can talk about radar from now on. That's something I've enjoyed for many years and still do. As you tell in the background here, I keep GR Analyst running almost 24/7 here. And with that, I don't have anything else. I'll go ahead and say good morning to everyone. I appreciate everyone out there listening in on all the different repeaters across the state. Hopefully we'll have one or two more up and running before too long. And Dan, if you got anything else to add, you can go ahead and do so. I'll go ahead and say my good mornings to everyone. And we'll catch you next week on the morning briefing. Something we might look at doing through the week as some kind of a special discussion or something, maybe like Wednesday nights, Thursday nights or something, just to get activity on the talk group. But that'd be something Dan and I will talk about kind of behind the scenes if we want to do that, and still do the Saturday things. From everyone, this is KF5S.
All right, this is WX5. WX, I will take a standby and see if anybody's got any comments or questions. But I'm just going to add, hey, it's a beautiful day. We just checked the DX maps here. 10 meters is wide open. 6 meters is working on it. So if you've got 10-meter capability, man, it is open all over at least at this point, because we're now well into the sunlight areas on the eastern half of the United States. It is well open. Looks like there's paths all the way to New England from here and whatnot. So, and Florida. So if you've got the capability to work 10 meters, go have some fun with that. 6 meters will probably be open later today. That's all I've got. Thank you for joining us all. Remember, we do have a Facebook group called Oklahoma WX 31408. Once again, that's Oklahoma WX 31408 on Facebook if you'd like to join. Another thing we do is we have a Telegram channel called Weather Chat. Telegram channel called Weather Chat, and that is set to private to keep out spam. But you are more than welcome to join. The way you get to that is to go to the Facebook group, and in the Facebook group, there's an invitation to Weather Chat on Telegram. So make sure that you check that out. You could also email Joe or myself, WX5WX_Dan at Outlook.com. I am good on QRZ. That's WX5WX_Dan at Outlook.com if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints. With that, I'm out of here. You guys have a great day and enjoy yourselves. WX5WX. All right, Joe, I'm going to go ahead and get on off here. I'll chat with you on Weather Chat in a minute. Thanks for joining me today.
About 16 minutes. Too bad. That's more than I thought we'd have. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'll start bringing up some interesting subjects, and if anybody listening right now has any topic, email us. We'll be glad.
A lot of things we talk about. I could do some of the Weather Ready Nation ambassador stuff. I just didn't have anything ready, and most of what I have right now is the heat safety stuff, and I've already covered quite a bit of that on our Weather Chat, and I'll keep doing that over there. Most people get up in the morning, the thing they look at, they bring up their phone and their internet and look at their emails and stuff. They're going to see the chat before they would ever hear anything on the DMR. So that's why I post most of that stuff on either on my side or Weather Chat or both, and also on the Oklahoma Weather 31408 on the Facebook group. All that information is good to have. Know what to look for heat stroke, heat stress, all that stuff. I'll be posting a lot of that as we go into the summer months here into July and August. So you may see a repeat of a lot of that. But other than that, I'm going to enjoy today, try to get out and do a few things around the shop, and I'll probably end up being back here in the shack most of the day because I think it's supposed to be up in the upper 90s again today.
Well, by the way, just on the screen right now, that's 6 meters right now you're looking at. So 6 meters just in the last hour, because it was a lot less active an hour ago. Just in the last hour, 6 meters has become extremely open. So if you're sitting in the shack in the air conditioner and you're like, man, I don't feel like going out in the heat, it sounds like 10 meters and 6 meters just might be where to be where it's at today. So enjoy yourselves. In fact, we might even do a video about tropospheric ducting. That's technically weather. That's weather. So
that's true. It is propagation.
Yeah. So y'all have a great day. We're going to get on out of here and drink some more coffee. We need
nothing on 6 yet, but looking at the map, it's probably not going to be for a little bit longer. Dan, have a good one.
Yeah, I need a Weather Chat, an Owen and Weather Chat mugs. What I need. So.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right, have a good one, Dan. Have a good day.
All right, we'll see you later.